Hello, and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first one is a possible UFO sighting in Florida. This guy was filming something in slow motion. He was just filming this bird, and later, when he was reviewing the footage, he noticed something in the film, or something in the footage that he didn't expect. So we'll take a look at that. Third is just, it's a video from a bunch of guys yelling, what the heck is that? With more colorful language. And then later on, some jets show up. And next is an article about former Senator Harry Reid, who repeats his claim that UFOs made U.S. nukes unlaunchable and wants an investigation. And this is a short clip from James Fox's new movie coming out, The Phenomenon, that's just being released today. But yeah, it's a little short clip from it. And we also have an article from RT. Now, actually, I think I've already made mention in 3 other videos about UFOs, about meteors that had recently passed us. Some of them we didn't even detect until they were already too close or already going around the moon. But now, apparently, 5 more asteroids are en route to Earth in just 4 days. So I think this is something that we should definitely keep an eye on. And let's see, an article from the Tech Times. 430 gas bombs at risk of exploding anytime and creating giant meteor-like craters found in the Arctic. Now, again, I've done several videos on this subject here too, but this is really the first one where they actually mention witnesses who saw these craters being created and also provide photos. This is the first time I've actually seen photos of what looks like potential craters. Yeah, this definitely here looks like it's about to explode. And, and also this shows you a good reference to how big these holes are, because I think that's a person there and that's a person there. And the last one is an article about an unwritten mystery. Was the world's first UFO recorded 780,000 years ago? Now, this one I find kind of interesting because I'd like to know if there was a UFO recorded 780,000 years ago, who was around 780,000 years ago to record this first UFO? Or how did they determine that? But anyways, let's go to the first video here. Yeah, like I said, this guy was just filming this bird here in slow motion. And you saw that up here. Yeah, he catches this thing, boom, right there. Now, he claims that he didn't see this while he was filming, that he only saw this later, when he came home and looked at the footage. But yeah, you can see this UFO coming into the frame. Yeah, here it is where it starts. And remember, again, this is in slow motion, and you see how fast this thing is moving. But I'll leave a link to this in the description. You want to take a closer look at it. Okay, next is a video that I initially found it on Reddit, but for some reason it wasn't playing properly, so I had to find the YouTube version. But yeah, these guys, they see this UFO here and they start yelling and screaming about, oh, well, what is that? And then, yeah, you see something else that moves up there. Now, I'm not too sure if that's a regular plane or if that's also a UFO. And look at that. And then, some jets show up. I mean, that's definitely an UFO. Now, whether, it's out of this world or anything like that, it's real hard to tell. We're not getting a lot of detail on this video here. And also, that quick cut to the jets. I wish I could see a regular transition instead of this jump cut. Oh, I guess that is, but it doesn't seem like those jets are going anywhere near this thing. I don't know. This is a strange video. Of course, I'll put the link in the description. You want to take a look at it. Okay, let's go to this next one. Video. Former Senator Harry Reid repeats claim UFOs made U.S. nukes unlaunchable wants investigation. Former U.S. Senator Harry Reid repeated claims in a new documentary that UFOs interfered in U.S. nuclear weapons facilities, even prohibiting the weapons launch altogether. In the documentary, The Phenomenon, that released Tuesday, Reid said, repeating claims told to him, if they had been called upon by the president to launch the nukes, they couldn't have done it. So let's take a look at this. Let me just go widescreen.
Senator Harry Reid, who instigated the secret Pentagon UFO program, confirmed what nuclear launch officers have been reporting for decades.
There was more than one up there.
UFOs have interfered with our country's most powerful weapons.
If they had been called upon by the president to launch, they couldn't have done it. All we're saying, nobody has to agree that why it's there, but shouldn't we at least be spending some money to study all these phenomena? Should we study this stuff? The answer is yes, and that's all this was about, and why the federal government all these years has covered up, put brake pads on everything, stopped it. I think it's very, very bad for our country.
Are you saying that there's some evidence that still hasn't seen the light of day?
I'm saying most of it hasn't seen the light of day.
Yeah, definitely. I've said it before in my videos. I think one of the main reasons for the cover-up is this whole notion of the petrodollar and not admitting that we know of a source of energy that doesn't require people to carry their fuel or to pay someone else, for their energy. And secondly, but more importantly, is that we're not alone on the planet. We have been seeing these UFOs for literally thousands of years. People have been reporting these UFOs coming in and out of our oceans, or even like a lot of people in the Navy, they've detected them underwater. These things are not visiting us. And, like Harry Reid said, these things are turning down our nuclear weapons because they're trying to protect their home too. If these UFOs were from a civilization from another galaxy, another dimension, or from the future, they wouldn't be concerned with our nuclear sites. I think they're turning them off because, they don't want us to blow up their home. But hopefully, if we don't blow ourselves up, we don't get hit by another asteroid, because apparently 5 asteroids are en route to Earth in just 4 days. Another week, another warning from NASA about an impending barrage of space debris, with no less than 5 asteroids expected to buzz the Earth's backyard by Thursday. To kick things off, 2020 RV2, measuring roughly half the height of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, or roughly 25 meters in diameter, will pass us at a safe 5.69 million kilometers. Next, on October 6th, will be 2020 RR2, measuring 26 meters in diameter, which will sail past at a safe flyby distance of 6.2 million kilometers. On Wednesday, the largest of the cosmic quintet of space rocks, the 46-meter, half the height of the Statue of Liberty, 2020 RK2 will roar past at 3.8 million kilometers. So these are like references to all the sides, or the sizes. October 5th, 6th, 7th, 2 on the 7th, and then on the 8th. The very same day, with a diameter roughly 7 times as tall as Shaquille O'Neal, 15 meters, 2019 SB6 will shoot past at 4.5 million kilometers. Last but not least, the equally half Arctic Trump-sized 25-meter 2020 SR6 will fly past the Earth at 2.7 million kilometers on October 8th. Unsurprisingly, given the ongoing grim state of affairs besetting the people of planet Earth on all sides, asteroids have now begun to feature heavily in the gallows humor online. People are pitching movie ideas about asteroids, borrowing heavily from previously successful titles, but with an absurd twist befitting the truly bemusing year. Film idea. A giant asteroid is headed towards the Earth, so the president assembles a crack team of economists who explain why doing anything about it could cause a recession. That's funny. So anyways, yeah, hopefully we make it through this year. Wow, that would be kind of interesting if we capped off 2020 with an asteroid impact, huh? Oh boy. All right, let's go to this another one. Yeah, now, as I was saying before, I've done stories about this before, and I was always kind of skeptical about them. But according to this article, there have been witnesses who have seen these things explode. And, for the first time, like here, I've actually seen what looks to be a possible crater. I mean, this one and this one here, that definitely looks like it's going to explode. But what I find interesting is on these craters here, where's the debris? Where is all of the debris? Where's the contents of all this? I mean, did it throw it out so far that it went beyond this boundary? And like in this thing here, or this one here, let's say this one here does explode, right? All of this content here, I would imagine, would fall around the edges, but I'm not seeing that. Here on this one, this is 100, I think, meanwhile, the newest crater initially measured around 131 feet deep, but is now shallow. Okay, so this one is still, if this is 131 feet deep, this debris around here doesn't seem like it's enough to fill in this hole. Russian researchers have found up to 430 giant methane time bombs in the Arctic, which may leave huge craters and disrupt energy supplies to Europe. Local television channel Vesti Yamal reported that the site has been researched on by scientists since 2014. The latest crater exploded in July and was found by a team of journalists this summer as they were flying over the area with helicopters, according to the Barents Observer. The hole's diameter appears to be about 20 meters, which looks like it was hit by a large meteor. Let's see, I remember... Here, among the 17 known eruptions, only 3 had witnesses who said the mounds exploded with fire. A local woman was on site when a mound exploded in the Sayaka crater. The professor narrated that the lady was fascinated by the bulging mound, so she visited it daily. Until one day she felt some tremor, which she described as if the earth was breathing. She left quickly just before the mound exploded in 2017. She could have been killed if she became more curious about it. You see, even in this close-up picture here, look at here's the hole, but look at out here. I mean, there's definitely debris here, but I don't believe that's enough debris to account for the size of the hole. Unless the hole was hollow, and it was just a giant ball of gas. I mean, is that possible? Usually methane fills in cavities that are covered by seals of permafrost up to 30 feet thick while it increases in size due to growing pressure from the gas. The mounds can grow up to almost 3 feet every year before exploding, throwing massive chunks of frozen rock and soil up to, 29,050 feet from the epicenter. Wow, so that's almost, okay, so if this, maybe there's debris further away. I don't know, but anyways, I will leave a link to this article in the description. And last is this interesting article here. This is one of those where this sounds more like disinformation to me. Unwritten Mystery was the world's first UFO recorded 780,000 years ago. There are many famous cases of unidentified flying objects in the last few decades, but we all wonder when the mysterious aerial phenomenon really began. Most people will have heard of the Kenneth Arnold flying saucer sightings in 1947 or the infamous Roswell craft crash of the same year. Since then, a long list of UFO incidents have made global headlines, from the strange tales of Travis Walton being beamed aboard an alien vehicle to the U.S. Navy pilots that captured a hypersonic tic-tac-shaped object on their camera systems. Unidentified flying objects and unidentified aerial phenomena are increasingly dominating our news headlines. The U.S. Department of Defense has begun to engage other nations, such as Japan, to form an allied web of monitoring the skies for anomalous visitors. One former defense professional that works in the U.S. government's UFO program, ATIP, is Luis Elizondo, has even referred to the potential ancient roots of this phenomenon on a popular History Channel show. Just how far back do these encounters and manifestations go in our planet's history? So this is from Luis Elizondo. It seems like the first anomalous object in our skies was witnessed not by any modern human, but by our evolutionary ancestors, archaic hominins called Homo erectus, about 780,000 years ago. Wow, I wonder if Homo erectus knew English, and they were able to write in the English language 780,000 years ago. In a series of NASA studies, it was discovered that around 780,000 years ago, a strange object arrived from the depths of space. This body was kilometers across and should have been traveling at speeds well over 20,000 kilometers per hour, typical for large natural bodies traveling through our solar system. Some move many times faster. When a large body plummets towards Earth at these colossal velocities, there are two possible results. Either the object will be accelerated past our planet's gravity, or it will impact the surface. The second scenario is cataclysmic in nature. However, in the NASA studies, what was revealed was that the object parked itself in orbit, as though it could somehow deaccelerate. While some exceedingly small car-sized rocky bodies can end up temporarily orbiting Earth, our planet is just not sufficiently massive to have such an effect on something in the multiple kilometers diameter ranges. Jupiter and Saturn, for example, wield astonishing gravitational pull and have been known to divert speeding comets, but that does not happen with the small rocky worlds of the inner solar system. The strangeness does not stop there. After an unknown period in orbit, the bizarre visitor underwent an extended process of superheating or self-melting, reducing it to glass. Blobs of frozen liquid glass then rained down across huge swaths of Earth, from Antarctica to southern China. Chemical analysis of the recovered debris revealed that whatever this thing was, it had once been perhaps 75% quartz crystal, a material central to our information processing technologies, along with a significant amount of aluminum, iron, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, potassium oxide, and various trace elements. Intriguingly, many of these compounds that have properties potentially relevant for spacecraft design. So again, they say that this thing decelerated and then orbited the planet, and then after a while, it started to drop glass. How do they know this? Who was around 780,000 years ago to document this, or how were they able to determine this just based on these? astrolite take height button formed during the atmospheric entry. So somehow NASA or whoever wrote this article knows what happened when some strange object orbited the planet Earth. Yeah, this is kind of hard to buy. I'm not buying this. And the thing about Luis Elizondo, I recently heard that, since this Phenomenon movie came out, he's saying that Christopher Mellon, who's one of the executives in the To the Stars Academy, Tom DeLonge's group, Chris is claiming that there wasn't a cover-up, or that he made the statement before he knew about ATIP. And Luis Elizondo is trying to defend him, saying that the first time he met Christopher Mellon was when Christopher Mellon came to him as the Deputy Secretary of Intelligence. He was like a high-ranking official in the intelligence community. And Luis Elizondo expects me to believe that this guy, who's a high-ranking government official with, I'm sure, extremely high top-secret clearance, came to Luis Elizondo to ask him about the UFO program in the government, and Luis Elizondo was completely willing to lie to him, completely willing to put up a roadblock. But yet, on one hand, Luis Elizondo is claiming, he thinks that the American public deserves to know the truth. No, I think Luis Elizondo is a CIA agent. He's a professional liar. And he will always be a professional liar. And all of these guys that are involved in Tom DeLonge's group, they're not there to tell us the truth. They're there to tell us their truth. They still want to control the narrative. They don't want us to know that we're not alone on this planet. That's what they're trying to control. Yeah, that's the truth. They don't want us to know that we are not alone on this planet, that our military has been studying these alien or these crafts for a long time, and they've figured out that that they're not visiting either. The number of times that people in the Navy submarines have encountered them, and remember the story that David Fravor tells on the Joe Rogan podcast about when they were recovering a torpedo, and he says something came up from the bottom of the ocean and took that torpedo. And again, this is not something that only happened one time, where people in the military encountered something strange in our oceans. Okay, again, if they're in our oceans, they are not coming from another planet. They're not coming from the future, right? They've been in our oceans. People, we are not alone on this planet. There are several. Again, and this is not me saying this. I came to the realization after listening to Linda Moulton Howe. She said it. And then once it actually got through my thick skull, and then I began to realize, my God, she's right. All of these encounters people keep having, they're not visitors. We keep running into our neighbors. That's what's going on. But anyways, this is a super long video. I want to cut it here. If you like videos like this, please give this a thumbs up. Please share this video. Hey, let people know. It's up to us to do disclosure. We can't rely on our government. And yeah, I'm not that institutionalized where I need the government to tell me, what I know, all right, or what I can or can't believe. All right, spread the message. We're not alone. Anyways, if you're new, subscribe. I'll have more videos like this. Take care.